I'm going.
Ready to go?
I'm going.
Hey, everybody. I'm Steve
And
Peterson.
I'm Jack Hinkle.
We're doing speed chops.
Is that like speed dating?
That's like speed dating, speed chops.
So we talk about like 20 different concepts for like 2 minutes each?
Yep.
Wow.
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Politics, go.
Politics. It's broken. We need better people with better character running all things.
Okay.
That is just a blanket statement, folks.
The current economy.
It's fine. I can pay for my bills. I'm okay. I don't have a lot of my savings, but
Standardized testing.
stinks. Not worth it. A lot of money goes into it. It's not. No, not standardized testing. And plus, I didn't do well on it as a student.
How double stuffed Oreos are slowly losing the stuff.
They are?
That's what I hear. I don't know.
It's been a long time since I bought double stuff. I do have regular Oreos, not currently in the house. And I already told you this, but today at lunch, I got into the Chips Ahoy on the lunchroom table, and there was one cookie left, and I thought that was hilarious.
I think people do that quite often in our lunches. There's always one thing left. No one wants to be that guy. It's real.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know. You might as well just take it. I give permission for everybody to take the last cookie in your life, whoever that person is. Give that person permission.
Is that an episode right there? Take the last cookie.
Take the last cookie. Should you take the last cookie? Okay.
Are we keeping this? Are we rolling with this?
Yeah, we're rolling.
Okay.
We're in.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about the switch from marching band to concert band.
Oh, good Lord. Is that a band-centric concept, or is that a holistic, everyone can roll with it concept? I think it could be both. I think it could be holistic, right?
Yeah. I think it's refreshing when you're teaching a class and then like you're in a unit for a long time, then you switch units. And then like you get like a new seating chart, and then you get like a different part of the world you're studying.
Yeah.
Right?
That's true.
Isn't it so it's like those people that are not band directors can appreciate that. Like you're done with marching band.
Yes, new music. No
get to
more
sit down.
rain.
Get to sit down.
In the warmth.
Get to use your pencil.
I forgot what those are like.
I know.
Wow.
Got new folders.
Those are crisp. Mine were a
good.
little bent today. I don't think you packaged them very well for me. But, we'll move on. We'll make it past it.
Well, maybe you let them sit in your office too long before you looked at them. Mine were upright right here.
Why do I need to look at a folder?
Well, you were complaining. Maybe you just let them on the chair. Like mine were vertical. Yours were horizontal. I noticed that.
How'd you leave them in my desk?
I think that was the student office worker.
How did you instruct the student office worker to leave them in my desk?
Slop
Throw him over his room. Just get him in there. Gosh. Okay, is it more humid in the school?
See, I don't know. I think today it felt better because I thought it was really hot in the band room yesterday, and I thought it felt good today.
Okay. It's like they turned on the boilers and things
Well,
are kind
it
of like
is
reaching
really hot.
equilibrium. Dude, oh my gosh. I like powered through leaves last night.
Really?
Right when I got home from school because I knew it was going to rain today. I just went in. I went after it. But my yard is looking better after marching season.
That's great.
So new time in concert band, and it's kind of like diet concert band. It's really sit-down marching band.
Don't say that.
It's sitting.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
I said what I said. Say his name.
Concert band.
Concert band.
No,
Concert band.
No, it's not marching band. Well, okay, it's marching band because we're working with the same kids.
Same kids. In my Google Drive, the folder for this time of the year is called Winter Trumpet Band.
You have a folder for that?
I have a folder
What do you
for
have
it.
in there?
It's called Shop Builders for the Soul. It's my warm-up that is high brass centric. That's what we use. And then random plans and rhythms and stuff from years past. But yeah, we're with our section, so it's not really a concert band because I'm sitting with 30 trumpet players and 10 French horns. So a little different. We're not quite getting that full band texture, timbre.
I'm sitting with 53 of flutes and clarinets.
I'm sorry.
Not a lot of bass going on there. No, but I think it is refreshing to, it's nice to have that change up. It's kind of like the first day of school. Kinda? No, it's not. Because you have the same kids, so it's not like that. But it is refreshing sitting inside where you can just talk.
I think I'd feel more refreshed if I was sitting in a band room with like a nice screen I could use.
Yeah, I'm the only guy that gets to use.
You live the bougie life. Steve's like, what do you mean? My life's great. I got the BenQ, got the harmony director, I got the boop 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 boop.
I was
Everything's
playing the
great.
piano today.
I'm sure you were.
We were whooping it up.
Kids are like, oh, this is great. Oh, I can sit. I got my own stand.
Yep.
Oh,
you guys have to set up and tear down.
We set up and tear down every day. I don't have a screen. I don't have a sound system. I'm not complaining. I'm just sitting.
Use a baton today?
No. Did you?
No. You know what you could do is you could get that Bluetooth speaker.
The JBL.
Yeah.
I think I've done
use that
in the
for
past.
wind ensemble up there and use it for a drone and use it to listen to music because like we listened to one of our Christmas tunes today.
Ooh, nice. Yeah. Which one? Dashing Through the Snow?
Dashing Through the Snow because I thought they'd like that.
That is a banger.
They like that.
Dashing
and
Through
so
the
it kind
Snow.
of made them smile. I was like, see, we're going to play some music. It's all going to be good. And then tomorrow we're going to look at the choir version of It's a Most Wonderful Time of the Year and you're going to hate it.
All the band directors just cringed because they know what the choir version means.
It means you're in the key of G, E, and B.
It means you're in the key of whatever the singers want. They don't even know what key they're singing in. Why do we need to have all the sharps in there? Why do we need all the flats in there?
Right.
Just tell them they're singing in F sharp to make them seem really smart, but they're really just singing in F.
Right.
They don't need to know.
Tell them an F flat, even though that's not really a key signature. They'd be like, wow, yeah, cool.
Yeah, that do re mi, baby.
Yeah,
all day,
boy,
all day.
I tell you what, it's like, we're playing in G and E, and just why? It's worthless.
It is worthless. I wish we were playing in G and E. They're playing in B flat, but they think they're playing in G and E.
Maybe we should just transpose it and not tell the choir.
Let's do that. That's true. Let's do that. We need the keyboards like in the piano lab that have the transpose button. Dude, I had a kid press that today. He didn't know what kind of dark magic he got into. He's like, my C doesn't sound right.
Well, at least he noticed. Sharp. At least he noticed.
That's true.
Because have you had some kids that have been like, right?
That's true. Yeah, what are you talking about? My piano sounds fine. That's an oboe, buddy. Okay,
so it's fun for like, the change up is fun for like 2 days. You know, it's like the first week of school. You know, it's like fun for 5 days.
Yeah, then you're like, oh, this is what we're doing.
I gotta go every day.
This is it. Really? This? I would argue it'd be better. It would feel a little better if we didn't have a concert in like 3.5 weeks. Because right now it's like off and down and pose. Marching band's over. We're like, hey, that was fun. And the kids are like, great, so we get to, what do we do now? And you're like, oh, you're performing in a Christmas concert in a month.
But, okay, so here's how we started class, though. After we handed out four pieces of music, but one of them had an add-on. So there's like 5 pieces of music. Then I handed out some warm-ups to them.
You gave them warm-ups?
I gave them ensemble.
Dang, you're a good teacher. Good for you.
I was going to copy it for you guys, but I didn't know if you'd use it. So I was like, but you got your own stuff.
Got my own dark magic.
Okay, so we did that. So we handed out our 6 pieces of paper, folders. That's 7 things. And, of course, I was short on some copies. Who copied it? I did, and a student aide. But we were short, so we had to keep on coming back upstairs. Got everything set, switched some kids around on parts so it's even and just. But I said, I'm going to make a declaration. I said, I
declare bankruptcy! Did you say that to the kids?
No, I said, I declare a stress-free preparation for Christmas spec. And one of the seniors goes, and I was like, stop. I said, I declare that this will be a stress-free process getting ready for this. Because we do this big Christmas holiday production that involves like 500 kids in the school. No kidding, like 500 kids in the school. And it runs for 3 days. And we do multiple productions. And there's costumes and candy canes and sparkly dresses and tuxes.
Yeah, from the outside looking in, it's awesome.
Right, but backstage it is just
you sit down, get your music out. Quit dropping the mutes, trumpets. Come on. Hey, get off your phones. Come on. If we can see your face through the light, they can see it out on stage. Come on.
Yeah. Quit dropping stands. Like everybody who's dropping mutes?
Did you guys change chairs? We have name tags on your chairs. Don't change chairs.
We do that for a week. And then, we do that for a week and we give all it is kind of bonkers. We go right into it. So we learn a bunch of music, and we go into a week of production, and that's like 2 weeks, the second week after Thanksgiving. And Jack and I will be combining Jazz 1 and 2 and doing a playful, it's kind of like, it's not like brass theater, but it's like jazz theater. We take the jazz bands and we combine them, memorize the music, and we give them a choreographed shtick on stage. And we do some fun tune, ram and jam tune, but the kids are dressed outrageously. And we put in dance moves, and it's choreographed like loosely, but it's usually pretty fun. And it's pretty loud, and it's always a crowd pleaser.
I was going to say, just like Imagine Blast or Stomp.
Yes.
But jazz and choreographed by Steve Peterson.
Yep.
You do a good job choreographing, though.
Thank you.
That's just my way of saying I don't want to do it.
Well, we got YouTube. So we do all these different projects getting ready for a Christmas spec. You know, you have the traditional things like we always do White Christmas. It's the last tune of the first half, and there's a senior vocalist, male or female, and it's a really lovely arrangement. And it's all of the band and all of the orchestras and all of the choirs, and it snows on stage.
Yep.
Right?
And it snows on stage.
But it's in the key of C.
I was just going to say, if it's band, choir, orchestra,
it's in the key of C. But it goes through.
Choir's like, what's C?
They just sing do. So we do that, and it's pretty lovely.
And that has been conducted by Brian Golden for 20
Many
plus
years.
That's like his thing. And we do have snow on stage.
It's
and
pretty cool.
It's always fun when we bring the little kids in for the matinee show. We bus one of our elementary schools in to watch during their school day. It's kind of like our final dress rehearsal of the show they watch. And if they ever make it that far, usually they have to leave before, but they lose their minds at the snow.
They do.
They're like, oh my God, it's
and
snow.
we have a lot of lights and special effects on stage.
Shredded plastic.
Yeah. From 10 years ago. It has COVID in it. That's where COVID came from. So it's we do that. Then we do Parade of the Wooden Soldiers. If you have ever seen the Rockettes and Radio City Music Hall, it's in that vein. And we do that production, and that's a tradition. We do a full choir tune. That's the most wonderful time of the year. Then we do usually a band prelude that has a bunch of lights and fun playing.
So we basically have 3 weeks to put that together?
Yep. You have next week, then we have 2 days of Thanksgiving break, and then you have a week after Thanksgiving, and then we're in a production week.
So it's like 2.5 weeks until production week?
Yes.
Thanks, Taylor Swift. This is what you did.
Oh.
Dang. So it is a fun time. I mean, I know Steve made us comment it's stress free. But didn't they tell Michael in the office just because you declare something doesn't make it true?
That's true.
So, Steve, what are you going to do? What are you going to do to make it stress-free?
I'm going to be so methodical about how I work on the music, and we're going to get to it early and often. And we're going to learn about rhythms that are in there. We're going to work on rhythm. I'll give them rhythm sheets. We're going to work in the different keys because that wonderful time of the year is in all those different keys. We're going to be systematic.
Are you actually going to do rhythm stuff, like rhythm sheets?
Yeah. I think I'll probably maybe do a study guide for most wonderful time of the year.
Will you make one for me?
Sure.
Sweet.
Is it in 6/8 or 3?
6.
6/8.
I did teach 6/8 time today.
Okay, that's good. And then it does go into swing, 4/4 swing.
Okay. And the good thing about those songs that make them a little easier to learn is that they're always some kind of Christmas tune. So even if the kids aren't quite sure what they're playing, they usually can find something to latch onto, like a little snippet of Joy to the World or whatever.
Yep.
So that's nice.
And Bumbling Soldiers and White Christmas you play every year.
So 3/4 the band know it.
Right.
And those are not White Christmas, but Bumbling Soldiers, quite a bit easier tune. Yeah. I hate playing in the key of C, man. Nothing good is in the key of C. Nothing good.
I know.
I'm sorry if I offended people. Just come at me in the Instagram DMs. It's fine.
We just got to keep working. Little bit by little bit. get everybody in the band room, calm, play at concert F for all those haters out there about F concerts. Concert F, you weirdos. And then play that. We did a lot of singing today.
Did you really?
We did. Did singing.
Good for
we
you.
did our one do re mi patterns and do re mi fa so patterns. And we talked about what elementary schools we went to. And if you went to Oxbow and Southside, you played the F concert F drone.
Nice.
Then if you went to East and West, and I had some kid go, what if we didn't go to Concord? And I go, well, then don't play. I did say that, and the kids laughed. I said, okay, just go ahead and pick your line. So, Jack.
Oh, that got me. That got.
What if we didn't go to school here? Well, don't play. Okay, so we did that, and yeah, we did sing. We matched pitch with people, and then I'm just excited being inside.
Yeah.
And like
all those BOA bands out today and like
suckers.
4 a.m. and it's like 30 degrees and rainy. They're like, I'm cold. I'm tired.
I saw those videos like on Instagram of bands coming in at 6 o'clock, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
You know what I was doing at 6 a.m.?
Nothing.
Sleeping. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh. Okay. The other thing that happens with the transition to concert band is auditions. I think we could talk about that.
Yeah, we can talk about that.
Here's what I think about auditions.
Well, before you listen to this, drop us a note. What do you do in your ensembles, or do you not do anything with auditions?
Like directors, do you place them? Is that what you're asking?
Before you have the privilege of listening to this episode, you should direct message us and say, what do you do for auditions? How do you place your kids into bands?
What we do is we allow bribes.
Absolutely. The biggest bribes you've ever seen. Big bribes.
$25 gets you
us.
nothing. You got to pay us at least $50.
Yeah.
We've done it kind of the same way for a long time, but now that there's technology in every kid's hands, it's a lot easier.
Jack is the audition meister. This is how it goes. 24, 23, 22, 21. There's 4 cycles.
Oh, you're telling you're putting this out there?
Well,
the kids asked me today, did you write multiple kids asked me, Mr. Hinkle, did you write the last exercise? Because that ending's horrible. And I'm like, wait, back this up. Are you asking me because the ending's horrible?
Okay, I'm not going to tell them the story, but
no, you can tell them. It's fine.
Okay, there's 4 or 5 different years, a rollover, a cycle. And then when you're done with that, you just give it to the next crew. So you don't have to do a different one every year.
Right. We have 4 and we roll them over. So every kid will do 4 different ones in their high school year. This year,
if you don't graduate in 4 years and you're a 5th-year senior, you get to have the same one.
Just use your tapes from your freshman year. I'm sure they're about if you're hanging with us for a 5th year. Oh, God bless you all. Although there is on this one, because I thought I took care of myself in 2020, but I did not. They're uploaded as PDFs, so I couldn't update the finale file. So I had to just cover a text box over where it said 2020 and put 2024.
Okay.
So if you load it really quick, it'll say 2020 and then glitch and say 2024.
Okay.
So some of the students might learn my dark secrets.
Okay.
So we upload. It's like 4 exercises,
Mm-hmm.
and we gave them a month this year. We gave them a month.
Yeah, we handed it out before at semi-state or
like the week of semi-state, somewhere in there. So they had 4 weeks because we always handed out like a week in advance, give them a week to do it, and it just seems like it goes too quickly for them to be successful with it.
Yes.
So we wanted to give them a better chance to be successful. So they have about a month to do it. They submit them electronically.
Yeah.
We grade them, we score them, and slot them in bands based on where they go.
And we also we grade them on notes and rhythms for every measure. Either the rhythm is completely right or the notes are completely right, so either or. And then they get a musicianship grade.
Mm-hmm.
And then also they get a pre-rank. And we kind of guess like where they're going to land. And that's like a little cushion to kind of maybe help keep things in check. But it's not very big. It's not weighted that much.
It's not.
But it's just, it helps us kind of clarify where we thought maybe a student would land, but it really, in the big scheme of things, doesn't move them off the mark that much. But it is interesting. I mean, some kids have really been preparing a while.
Yes. I've had a few kids send me stuff, say, can you listen to this? Can you listen to this? And what was cool today, like a kid came up to me after class and said, will you listen to my number 4? And number 4 is like the hardest one by far. The way we design them is like
it's based on Bill Bailey.
Who's Bill Bailey?
Won't you come home, Bill Bailey? Won't you come home?
Oh, now I immediately know Bill Bailey. Thank you.
All day long. It's like an old show tune, like from the 20s.
I thought Bill Bailey was some like educational philosopher for a second, and you were like, we based the audition process on Bill.
No.
I thought
it's a show tune.
Number 4,
come home, Bill Bailey.
every year is like from some. It's an excerpt, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So the way we write them for exercises, 1 should be achievable by everybody.
Mm-hmm.
2 should be achievable by probably 75%.
Yes.
And then the bottom 2 are the hardest.
Right.
And if you're like a really young member of the band program, it'd be really hard to nail 3 and 4.
Yep.
And it by design. And I kind of feel for those kids because I don't want them to feel like they're a failure if they can't do it, you know? And just to make it, I mean, you have to make stuff hard so that the top most advanced players can be differentiated in their ability level.
Yeah.
So 3 is pretty challenging, and 4 is like very challenging. That only probably our top 25% of the kids can play it perfectly.
Yeah, I was going to say smaller than that.
Yeah.
But so it really does help. It helps everybody be successful at some level, but then it also allows it to separate.
Yeah. So the goal is that those kids, based on how they perform, get placed in the band that will make them grow the most. I really appreciated Scott Spradling how he described that to the band kids. He would always say like the goal is for you to be in the band that's going to make you the best player, that's going to make you grow the most. And I think that's true. So the kids have their school iPads and they can just record themselves play and submit it. Back in the old days, I remember you guys had to rent out tape recorders.
Yeah, we had tape recorders and we rented out metronomes.
Wow.
But now all the kids are great. Oh, they do have to have the metronome on.
Yes, they do.
I had a student talk to me yesterday about they didn't know what to do because when they went back and listened to it, it all sounded forte, and they didn't know how to do that, even though they're doing the dynamics, but the device wasn't really picking up on it. So I was encouraging them to step away.
Yeah.
Like put it across your bedroom or whatever.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. I got a playing test last year, and some kids submit audio and there's no video. Some kids submit videos. It doesn't matter. But the opening thumbnail was like just a trumpet bell. Just a trumpet bell right on the camera. I'm like, this is not going to sound good. I'm like, oh boy. So yeah, step away. And I always encourage the kids, listen to the recording that you make.
Yes.
Partly just for technical issues, like stuff like that they might not pick up the sound correctly, but also like you'll hear your mistakes. Like you don't need to send it to us on the first go. Like you can listen to it for multiple times.
Yeah, and if they had multiple takes, did they do the right one?
Yes. But I think kids hate listening to themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, that is like the most brutal, honest, like criticism is to hear yourself play. Yes. And you're like, ooh. But I do think it's valuable and a good, cool, good skill. So the kids will have a possible stress-free weekend or a possibly stressful weekend based on how long they take or do. I remember staying up quite some time to play that. I remember getting my chops busted at the end of those, trying to make them good.
It'd be interesting to know what other people did, because I remember in high school here at Concord, we did them live.
Okay.
It's a Brian Golden sighting.
we need a camera.
Yeah,
back
seriously.
Here.
Brian Golden just
Door
put
cam.
a picture of a self-portrait of himself in her window that climbed up. I would be interested to know, because like when I was in high school, you had to prepare something on your own, like something you chose, and then you had to like sight read some scales.
I'm just imagining how that would go now. I picked Mary Had a Little Lamb.
I was like Taylor Swift, something.
I found this on MuseScore, and there's 6 sharps. Is that okay?
Yeah.
It's for an oboe, but I
Yeah.
play trombone. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead. It's and then you had to have so many scales, and then you went in a back room and then played those scales.
Wow, so that's probably pretty intimidating. Do you have to play for Mr. Jones?
That was like back
Mr.
to Mr.
Bikeman.
Bikeman and Mr. Bordner.
I would not want to play live for those guys.
That was tough. And then there was like a student assistant that helped you, and I remember one of them was like, "It's C concert," because like they would tell you, like they would surprise you with what scale, but they told me ahead of time before I went.
Oh,
back.
nice. I thought you meant like you played it, and they're like, buddy, no.
No, they're like, "Hey, just to let you know, back there they've been calling C concert. You may want to get that one up."
Nice.
So,
and we do live auditions if the students choose not to turn them in. Those go probably as well as you imagine they would.
There was one.
I know what you're gonna say.
I don't know if it was last year. I took a student out in the hallway, and I had to listen to a student live. And at one point, the student just kind of like played them all as one exercise, even though
and it's usually like scale, lyrical, technical.
Yeah, and then I really lost track of where I mentally tuned out and was probably doodling on my iPad, and then and then I go, stop. I go, where are you? And they're like, I don't know. I didn't know where they were, and they didn't know. They were just playing random oozing of notes, and I was like in this hallway by myself with this kid. I was like, gosh, this is so
I think that's so funny. I just know that's so real. Oh.
I was trying to be so kind, and I was, and they were like, yeah, I don't know where I am either. And I was like, okay, buddy, it doesn't really matter at this point. You're clearly have established your turf.
My favorite, this happens in piano too. They play of a scale. They go, boop, boop, boop. Can I restart? And I'm like, I guess that's what we're doing now if you stop. And then they play again. They go, boop, 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 boop.
Can I try it again?
Can I try it again? And I'm like, well, how much time we got? 16
Yeah.
minutes?
Oh,
Okay, you're going to take another hour. Okay, let's go.
Yeah. Do you know the metronome's running? Okay. Right?
Yeah.
Woo!
Oh, man. These are my left-hand notes. F, G. I'm like, oh, my gosh.
Another funny one is isn't one of them called melodic etude? And they're melodic, melodic.
These are my dynamics.
Etude.
Etude.
This is
with stop at the fine. Are we stopping at the fine?
This is my AB concert scale.
AB
flat.
My ab concert, as opposed to your bicep concert.
Quads and biceps. Yeah.
No, the best one is okay, what are your dynamics? Okay, 4/4, and no, that's your time signature. Say your time signature. My time signature is 132 beats per minute. Can I?
Come on, that's public school. For those of you people that are teaching in you're in a charter music school, and you're like, that is so stupid. There's students. I was like, okay, this is real.
This is real, guys.
This is if you're teaching instrumental music, or if you're teaching a piano class for the first time, and you're asking them what the time signature is, and they say 1 sharp. That's not that crazy. Or my favorite is when they say 4/4.
Yes, or 4/4.
Yeah, 4/4. No, that's a fraction.
That's a fraction. This is not math class.
Yeah. Mazza forte.
I get metto.
Metto forte.
I don't know where they come up with metto.
Metto forte. Like meta?
Meta? No, that's Mark Zuckerberg's thing.
Yeah.
No, here's my public school moment today. I wanted to be very methodical, like you were talking about. So I remind message to the kids. Okay, start a 7th hour. Bring your instrument.
Oh boy.
Bring your pencil. Sit in the middle of the lobby on the floor. Don't grab music. I walk up there. every kid is sitting on the floor. I was like, yes. I'm like, okay, we got instruments.
Oh,
we
I
got
thought you were
pencils.
going to say they were like on
Oh,
the.
no, I'm
the
getting
front-
there.
Okay.
I'm getting there to that. So it was kind of a good moment because one of the freshmen was like standing up, just like in the front middle of it, and I was like, you look like you got some wise words to say. Like, what's going?
Yeah.
Like, preach
Yeah.
it. Let's go. And he did, and the kids clapped, and it was like funny. It was a nice moment. So I told the kids, a folder, 5 different pieces of music, 1 warm up. I spread them all out over the room so we didn't have bottlenecks when we were getting them. Go. Kids did it. They got their chairs. They got their stands. They set up. Pretty reasonable amount of time. Okay, I said, okay, make sure you have this piece, and I read them all off.
Yeah.
And a couple kids got up and went to get them because they missed them. Fine. And then we pulled up another piece, and then they're like, oh, I don't have it. And then they got up and got it. And I was like, okay, come on. And then we pulled up another piece, and the same kids got up again.
What'd they
to
do?
Apparently, they just didn't get all the music. I'm like, I said this like 6,000 times.
Their names are.
I had quite a few kids not bring their instruments today. They forgot their concert band instruments because they've been using their marching instruments. And I sent a remind message last night at 7 p.m. Schedule sent, said, please remember to bring your marching instrument. And those kids forgot. And, of course, I say, you know what? I'm sorry. I should have sent you a remind last night at 7 p.m. I went dark side of the force. I got sarcastic. And then one other kid was like, no, Mr. Hinkle, you did. You did send that to us. And I was like, oh, thanks,
nice
buddy.
Job.
But, yeah, I just have to, I don't know. I need to speak slower and more clearly. Get my Kevin on.
Okay, so Brian Golden stuffed all his folders for his kids.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
What a baller.
And the office worker and myself were going to do that for the band, but we're like, okay, we ran out of time. We didn't.
Sure.
But so I had mine. I sat down. I said, okay. They're like, where are we sitting? And I told them, like, first flutes here, second flutes, first clarinet, second clarinet, third clarinet. You got to sit there. These kids are now playing second clarinet. They were in first, and here are the thirds. If you have to break into thirds, here are the thirds, because we don't always have third parts.
Sure.
Then I just kind of started tagging people that sat in that section. I said, okay, you pass this out. So we kind of had always had 4 people passing out music at a time. Then they would come back and give me the leftovers, and another group would come out. So we only had a few people moving at a time. I did have a couple short change ones. We had to send the kids up to the copier. Did get the folders up, but it seemed to work pretty well. Some kids were actually kind enough, like, so-and-so's gone today. Can I get their music?
Nice.
I was like, okay, that's
a win.
That's a good job.
Yes.
So I think we got everything handed out. Takes a while.
The prophecy did come true about Bell Heights today.
Too high?
Yeah. I did say I started out with how to sit.
Oh, yeah. What was your thing about sitting?
Well, I sat my kids horns in front, firsts, seconds, thirds. I'll probably leave the horns front, but have the first, second.
Block?
Kind of soft arcs.
Okay.
And there's just not a lot of room in that
Yeah.
because you have to face the side. So I'm going to have the horns probably stay up front, but I'll bring like the thirds up tomorrow and have first and then seconds up the next day, first, thirds. But I had the kids put them up, and like those freshmen are beautiful people, but they're like well above the stand,
Yes.
like drilling up into the sky. And then the first row of trumpets is mostly the upperclassmen, and they're all like, normal. And I just looked back, and I was like, oh, we're in trouble. And I said, look at the first row. That's how they play. You do that. Go. They did that. French horns had good posture. I was happy for them.
Yeah.
Not many with the bell on the leg.
Good.
If you're a bell on leg French horn person, that's you.
Run.
Come at me in the TikTok comments. I don't care, but that's what I preach, because I want you to bring the horn to your face. I don't want you to bring your face to the horn, because that means you have a weird spine issue.
Yeah.
It's not a good look. And I said, got to rack chairs and stands today, and I could use some upperclassmen help on like quality control, make sure those are right. And some kids asked me about some random stuff, and I looked back, and the chairs and stands were like completely put away. I didn't even expect them to do that.
Excellent.
But I was happy with those guys. So it was cool. So that's kind of where we're at until post-Christmas spec, our final week of the semester. We'll split up into our actual concert bands. You hang out with the wind ensemble.
You'll be with the
Concert band.
What are we going to call it?
Don't we just call it concert band now?
What? How can we call it concert band?
Because you remember why it became Fourth Hour Phil?
Because we added a band.
But we had Concert 1 and Concert 2. And it's like a buzzkill if your name is Concert 2. You remember that?
Oh, I don't know about this.
I was in that band. I was in Concert 2 that year when it was your band, when it got rebranded to Philharmonic.
Right.
But it was rebranded because it's a buzzkill if your name's Concert 2.
Concert. We called it Fourth Hour Phil.
We called it Fourth Hour Phil, but previously to you taking over that band, it was called Concert 2.
Right.
Right now, it's not. It would just be Concert Band. We don't have to. Do you want to? I don't want to keep Sinfonietta because it's not going to be Sinfonietta. Should I keep Sinfonietta?
I don't know. I think it's cool having a different name.
So we have Wind Ensemble.
What band do you in? I'm in Concert Band. Good.
We have had Concert Band here for 20 years.
Think it's lame.
Why is Wind Ensemble not lame?
What are you in? I'm in the Chemistry Club. Oh, good. I'm in Concert Band. Good.
What's wrong with that?
I don't like Wind Ensemble.
You never renamed it?
I wasn't the one that birthed that.
The Concord Wind Symphony. The Concord wins.
Maybe we should go back to Symphonic Band, Concert Band, Sinfonietta. Yeah.
Philly. 6th Hour Phil.
Yeah.
6th Hour. Do we bring Phil back? Maybe this is the time.
6th Hour Phil.
6th Hour Phil?
Yeah, we called it. It used to be the fourth. We kind of got into this alliteration.
4th Hour Phil.
4th Hour Phil. Then we called it 4th Hour Philly.
Yeah.
Because it was the
Philharmonic.
4th Hour Philharmonic in all our programs. It was our third band, but we called it the Philharmonic.
Yeah.
Which was kind of hilarious. I always liked that. And then we got into 7th period.
7th period Sinfonietta.
And then we called it 6th period Sinfonietta. But the top band for many years used to be the Symphonic Band. And then it was Concert Band, and then Concert 2.
Which was 4th Hour Phil.
Right.
But then we got to 4 bands, and we named the top band Wind Ensemble.
Right, and then shifted.
Wind Ensemble, Symphonic Band, Concert
I don't
Band,
like
Sinfonietta.
Ensemble.
Maybe we rebrand, now that we're back to 3 bands, to Philharmonic. 6th Hour Phil.
And start with the top band as what?
Whatever. Peterson's people. Call it that. The people of Peterson.
See, I think it's fun having your own. Maybe have the kids vote on it.
Club B135. Kids vote on the name. The Dunlap Demons. I don't know.
Dunlap Demons.
Dunlap Demons.
Dunlap Daisies.
Dunlap Daisies. The 574 Philhar.
574 Philly.
574 Philly. That's our area code.
Yeah.
There was that semi-pro basketball team that used to be in Elkhart, the Elkhart Express, but they left. You could be the 7th Hour Express.
We'd be the D-Press.
7th Hour Depress.
Led by me.
I might keep Philharmonic.
Okay.
I have to talk to Mrs. Nouse and to my boss, see what my boss thinks.
Get rid of the concert?
No, get rid of Sinfonietta. Oh, sorry. Yes, get rid of concert and Sinfonietta. So you could have Wind Ensemble, Symphonic Band, Philharmonic.
I think that sounds classy.
6th Hour Phil. Just call it Phil.
Phil.
Dr. Philharmonic.
I think that's good. Dr. Philharmonic.
Dr. Philharmonic.
He's real.
Dr. Phil's real?
Yeah,
he's not a real doctor.
He's savage. How do you know he's not a real?
I know him. He lived on my street.
You need to know him. You need Dr.
What are you saying? What are you saying? You saying I need therapy? You heard it, everybody.
We all do.
We all
need therapy. That's the great equalizer. If everybody had therapy.
Therapy is the great equalizer. Oh my gosh.
If everybody got to therapy, and then nobody would be ashamed to say I'm seeing a therapist. Then it would be more common to say, so when's your therapy appointment this week? It wouldn't have to be so hush hush.
That would help the job market too. More therapists around.
Exactly. We need more therapists.
But in the words of
Steve Peterson,
I was going to say The Incredibles.
Yeah. What are you
if everyone's special, nobody is. That's a great movie.
It is.
It's real.
Soundtrack.
We're staying at school. Well, are you staying tonight?
Are you going to this?
I'm going to go to the play, but I'm going home. I'm going to go home first.
We could have gone out for fish tacos.
Have we talked to the viewers about our fish taco experience?
No, we should go out for fish tacos. If you have a friend that wants to come along, maybe that friend can meet us. Go get fish tacos. Last year, for 12 Wednesdays, we went out to the local wings, etc., and we had fish tacos.
We came in at like 4:30 which is like the only people that go at 4:30 are like families with infants,
yes,
or like really, really old people.
Yes. So we got in there. They knew us. Jack had a water. I had a Diet Mountain Dew.
And they brought it every time.
And we had chips and salsa, and we had fish tacos, and they were great.
Those fish tacos at Wings, etc.
Smashed that stuff, and then we went to band. This year, not once did we go. I only brought it up the last time.
Are you like heard about this?
No, I mean I wasn't.
You're like not once did we go, Jack.
I was not in a position to go to fish tacos.
No, I was trying to save money. That's the other thing. If you go, I mean, you're dropping.
I'm tired of saving money. I ain't just gonna spend money. Okay, go ahead.
It's like you're dropping $20.
I know.
You're dropping $20.
Kathy and I went to Panera after state finals.
Dude, Panera? No way.
$40.
No way, dude.
That is so stupid.
Panera, if you're listening, what's wrong with
you?
What is wrong with you?
That must be like Italian for ripoff because your place is a ripoff. And when we went to Panera in Carmel at Village Plaza, they were out of bread. So
that's what they're called. They're called Panera bread.
So when you go and you order pick 2, the sandwich that you picked, the only bread they had was tomato basil.
That's not bread.
Tomato basil bread instead of like a baguette or like French bread, something
fake.
chewy, sourdough. No.
Sourdough, no.
Mambo,
no. Sourdough,
it was tomato basil. It was like this red kind of bread. It's not good. They were also out of chips.
That's like half of what they could serve.
Yeah, it was awful. It was sad.
When the food gets worse and more
Jack,
expensive.
you do what you want. I'm not trying to be condescending or antagonistic.
I'm not trying to be condescending or antagonistic, but
if I were you,
I
am going to get something to eat and go listen to Matt Jones.
Matt Jones?
Okay, so if you like our podcast, thank you. Please send us a review or a like or a comment. You can watch us on Instagram Reels, and you can watch us on TikTok and YouTube. And it's under Chops Podcast. We're also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And I think in the next 2 weeks, you're going to hear some new content on our show because we're going to be doing advertisements. It's going to happen, Jack. It's going to happen, Jack.
I want to believe. I want to believe that this email chain will pay off.
But think about it. If we did, that's like some extra Christmas cash.
Then we could finally go out for fish tacos.
We can go to Panera.
We could go to Panera once for the rest of our lives and finally afford it.
What paid for it? 2 years of investment.
2 years of Chops podcast. What did it get you? A meal at Panera without bread and no chips.
No chips.
But hey, their coffee's at least subpar. Okay.
Okay, so we're at the end of our time here. Thanks for listening. I'm Steve Peterson.
And I'm Jack Hinkle.
Bye-bye.
See ya.